Hello YouTubers, my name is Diva Triva and I'm coming to you with my first YouTube video of sewing with the invisible part. So let's get started with the first thing that you're going to need. Alright, the first thing that you're going to need is these supplies. So, I use Q Milky Way, and that's it right here. Q Milky Way Shortcut Spiral Curl with 3-piece roll. Then you're going to need thread, of course. You're going to need a needle. Let me see this needle. You're going to need a rat tail comb. I use this one with the pick on the end. I like this one, the metal one, versus the one with the plastic on the end. But you can use whatever you prefer is easier for you. You're going to need scissors. And you are going to need hairpins, glue. You're going to need, I use this hair protective solution for my part, my individual part. It's going to be on this side. And also you're going to need Pump It Up or some kind of spritz. I use B&B, it's good. You're going to need your flat iron, of course. And you're going to need a blow dryer. I've used all these products and they are good products. So the next thing we'll need to do is you need to pre-measure your parts of your hair. I've already took out the first roll here, which is the hair here. And you can get any kind of hair of your choice that you would like. But I like this because it's a very nice curl and I think it looks very nice on me. So you could pick out any kind of hair that you want to pick out. I've already done the first track back here. I've already sewed it on. I've pre-measured and done the second part that goes back here. So I use a clip to hold it in place so that it stays as I'm sewing till I get to this end. So I have my needle, already threaded and ready, and I need to knot the end. If you don't know how to knot the end of the thread, what you do is you take the thread, make a complete circle around your first index finger and your thumb. You take your thumb and you roll it, pull it, like you pull it, hold it tight and pull it in a knot, or pull it and it'll make a knot on the end. I'll take my scissors and I cut the pieces off, the edges off. I don't like my string to have an edge. So after then, after I've done that, so I'm taking my needle and I pull my track across. Some people thread under, over. I thread under. And I pull my first set through. And then I go back and go under again. And pull my second set through so it's secure and it stays. Then some people do double stitch threading and single stitch threading. I do double spiral threading. And what double thread styling is where you take and go across spiral, sort of, if you know what I'm talking about. And some people, once they get like in the center, or they'll do maybe 2 stitches with the thread, they'll take the end of the needle and they'll wrap it around and pull it through to make a knot. I don't, but you can if you want it. If you like that and you feel more secure in, you know, with your sewing, you can. But mine's, the way I do it, it stays pretty good and it stays secure. So I really don't have to double knot until I get to the end. Then I double knot it at the end to keep it secure so my weft on the end doesn't come loose. So we're going to go across and double stitch. So, meanwhile, while I'm double stitching and going across, a lot of people go under the width of the track and loop up and go underneath the cornrow. I don't. I double stitch spiral across, and once I double stitch spiral across, I go up under the hair, up under the cornrow maybe once. So that's what I'm gonna do with this. And I'm almost to the end of the width of the track. So I'm going to show you how I double stitch the end. Okay, so this is what I was telling you about. So you take your string, you tie it around 3 times, you pull it through, but be careful pulling it through, because if you pull it too tight, you will make a knot before the end of your thread is to the width, and that's something that you don't want to do. So doing that, be careful pulling it through, because if you pull it too tight, you'll make the knot before you get to the end, and then you're gonna have to cut and go back through. So that's something that you don't want to do. So now what we'll do, since that's the second part of the second track, I don't know if you can see, I'll come a little closer so you can see the track and how I sewed it there. Now what we're gonna do, and I'll show you the other side in the back here. So now what we're gonna do is pre-measure the next track and go from there. Okay, so I'm tying my thread again. Make sure when you're threading your needle, make sure you get a good length so you don't have to keep going back through, because usually I do like maybe 4 tracks before I thread my needle all over again. So now we're going to take our tracks, pre-measure the next part. So there's the next part up. Okay, so now we're going to cut this track. Okay, and we put that rest up there. And we're going to sew the next piece on. Get your clip, this here, put it on the end. If you have a hard time, you know, sewing your track on, but I do it to hold it in place, so I have a better idea of, you know, to keep my track straight and it doesn't be crooked.